to make a hanging pumpkin. It's made out of a coat hanger that I bent into the pumpkin shape. I'm going to use some Red Heart Super Saver in the carrot color. So I tied a slip knot on the end of my hook, and I'm just going to do single crochets around the wire. Make sure that's tight. So you just go around and you do single crochets. Maybe it'll be easier to do it this way. So I hope you can see that. See what I'm doing here. Just putting my hook around, pulling the yarn up. And this might twist a little bit. I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook for this yarn, which is a 4 weight. I'm going to get all the way around this pumpkin and I will meet you back. Okay, so I've gone all the way around. I'm not going to go up this little bend here. This is the stem. So let's try to go across to the first stitch. Try to get in the first one. There we go. And I'm going to do a stacked single crochet up to the level of a double crochet. Or you could do 2 chains if you wanted to. And now I'm going to go into the next. I want to do a double crochet into the next. And I'm just going to go all the way around doing double crochets. Okay, so now that I finished doing the double crochets on this curve, now I'm going to start doing decreases along this curve here because I want it to lay flat on the inside. So what that means is you do a double crochet to start and you pull through half of that double crochet and you leave it on your hook. You start another double crochet next to it. You pull through 2 and leave it on your hook. And then you pull through those 3. And so what that does is it decreases it and it allows it to start to curve in your sides. Because if you just do 1-to-1 double crochets in every stitch, you will end up having a ruffle versus having it start to lay flat coming in. So you just want to especially around the sharp curves, like right here, you want to just keep decreasing. And it's just 2 double crochets together. If you want to, you can even do 3. If it feels like it's getting too roughly and it's not laying flat, just do another one. So now there's 3 double crochets together. You see how that curved, and now this is kind of curving in this way. So this is kind of free form. You have to kind of look at what you're creating with the fabric. Slowly with each cluster, with each double crochet together cluster. And just lay it flat, pull it out a little bit, just lay it flat and see how it looks. This is how you do. So I feel like that might be a little too sharp, so I'm going to pull this one out. And just do two together. Here's one. Here's the other. Make sure I get the whole piece of yarn. No, I did not get all of it. Okay, so I pulled that out. So that's just two together instead of three. You watch this. Make sure it's not stretched too much. Okay. That's two together. That's two together. That's another two together. I'm going to do three together on this curve. So you're just going to keep decreasing on the curves. And when you get around to this part here, it's a little flat, so you can probably just do 1 to 1, maybe do a couple here and a couple here of double crochets together, and then do your double crochets together going around on this curve. But just keep dropping your hook and looking at how the fabric is laying, because if you do 1 to 1, it's just going to be a ruffle, and then you won't be able to continue to make the inside. So I just want to show you when you're doing the crochet 1 to 1 and it starts to lean in. Do you see how this is laying kind of like this instead of straight out? That's when you want to do a couple of double crochets together. I don't like skipping stitches to make the inward curves. I like doing double crochets together. Okay, so now do you see the difference? You see how it's laying straight up versus at an angle like this last stitch was. See how that stitch is laying at an angle, and then this one is straight. So whenever you run across something like that, you want to just start to course correct. This is a little roughly, and I'm not 100% happy with that, but it's okay because this edge is laying straight. So you just want to keep doing that all the way around, and I'll meet you back. Oops. I'm just going to slip stitch that. Okay, so slip stitch over right here. I'm going to do chain stitch. Right here, a couple more chains. Okay, a little too many. I want it to go right there, I think. So I'm going to take one out. Okay. There. Okay, so I slip stitched it. You don't want it to be pulling too hard. You want to distort this edge here too much. And then slip stitch over to about here. Okay, good. And you can use your yarn as a guide to kind of see what it's going to look like. So I'm going to take a chain stitch and go to about here, I think. You don't want these slices to be too far apart because then it'll be too hard to fill in from there. And all this to say is if you like the way this looks, you can stop at any time. You don't have to keep going with each step. If you just want the shape of the pumpkin and leave it at that, you're welcome to do that. Okay. Right here. Yarn on the other side of the hook. I had to turn it around. So then go ahead and slip stitch. And then chain stitch down to about here. Okay. You don't want it to be loose, so you want that loop to just touch. You want this to be taut. There we go. This is also a way to course correct if you feel like this is a little too loose, or you can skip stitches and tighten it up. but just be careful about putting in really tight slip stitches because you have to be able to get your hook back into them later. It's always better to decrease with a two together stitch. Okay, just maybe 2 more stitches over. And there's your slip stitch. And slip stitch across. I'm pulling it tight, not too tight, but tight. So this one is going to match that one, and then you're going to do a slip stitch, and then the last one. Right there. So it's right there. And when we fill, it's okay if these curve a little bit. Slip stitch around until I get a little space. So I'm just creating a little bit of space between the hook and this rib. And then so I could do a double crochet. Just like that. Now I'm kind of out in the middle now. See that? In the middle of this strand. And then do a double crochet here. And always just play with your tension. Make sure that it's not too okay. So I got that. Now I'm going to go do a double crochet back up to the rib. Do a couple of stitches. Do a double crochet right here. And just let your hook dangle a little bit. See how it's laying. If it's too much, like maybe I put too many stitches in here, I could take one of those out. You can see, ooh, I'm practically there. So I really don't even need to do any chain stitches. I can just do a double crochet on this side. And then double crochet on this side. Double crochet on this side. And a double crochet. I'm going to do a chain and then a double crochet down here, and I'm actually going to put it in the rib. I really don't know what to call these things. And then a double. Do I want a double? No, just a single crochet or a slip stitch. Come on. And that's your first segment. The next segment, you're going to work through these two, and this one's going to get pulled out. So let's see, let's get to this corner. I'm going to do some slip stitches. This is the slip stitching. It's like very dense. It's hard to get your hook into. So I was doing a 3 chains and then a treble stitch right up to here. Do a double crochet right here, I think. Turn it around and do a treble. I would put it right here and put it into the... Sometimes you can just go around the ribbing. Sometimes you should go into it to anchor it so it doesn't slide around. Okay, so there's some webbing. Doing a double crochet. Let's put it in here. And if you don't like the way it looks, just pull it out and start over. So this is real freeform crochet, if you didn't know. You basically put your stitches in as you feel. and then a double crochet. And then I'm just going to go right into this rib. So you see how it's starting to fill in, but it's kind of like a webbing. I'll meet you back. This is completely freeform and you'll just have to practice. But I've given you an idea of how to do this, and I'll show you when I'm finished. And just tie it real tight. And there it is. It's your, get a zoom out here on your pumpkin. This is just some random acrylic. Okay. I moved my hook down to a 4.5. I'm going to do a curly Q. That's twice the length I want it to be. So I skip down from this one to the next crochet, second from the hook. I'm going to put 2 single crochets in each one, and I'm putting it in on the side versus the back bump, which would make a straight edge. So yeah, just put 2 single crochets in every stitch on the side. So I'm at the end of the chain. I'm just going to put 2 slip stitches in at the end. Now I like that it doesn't like curl up really tight. I don't like the tight curls. So yeah, I just kind of smoosh it up so that it's a loose curl. There's a curly Q. I'm gonna make a leaf next. It curls. I like that. So let me put this leaf on here. But this is it. This is my little leaf curly Q freeform pumpkin. I hope you like this. I hope you try it. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you have a suggestion. I hope you enjoy this and try your hand at some freeform crochet. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.